Howdy howdy, my name is John, and this video is a review of the book and the movie Tuck Everlasting. I got into reading science fiction and fantasy at the tail end of my 8th grade year and into my 9th grade year, so this is 1987 and 1988. One of the books that my teacher recommended I read was Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. This book was first written in 1975. Science fiction and fantasy does the what if question better than really any other genre, and this book is an excellent example of a what if question. And this what if question, while it may be futuristic or it may be fantastical, the best of this genre will teach us a lesson about how we are to live life in the here and now. I don't want to say too much about this book because it's about a 10-year-old girl named Winnie Foster, and really it's best to explore this world as she explores this world. At the beginning of the novel, she's living a very closed off and very isolated life. One day, she begins to explore the woods behind her house and discovers a secret. I must admit, one of the reasons I enjoyed reading this novel is because I used to be able to play in the woods at my grandparents' house, and just that image of going out into the woods and exploring really makes it a nostalgic read for me. This is a 5-star read for me. I don't know if I would give it 5 stars if I had picked this book up as an adult, but this is a book that has stuck with me over the years. I bought this edition in 1994 or 1995, and I still have a bookmark of a one-a-day calendar from 1995. It's not a long book. It's only 139 pages, so it's something that is easily read. It is a children's book. There is one scene that might be a bit too intense for the youngest readers, but it's no different than what you see in TV and movies anyway. This is a story that's beautifully and simply told. Now let's talk about the movie. This movie is very different than the book that it comes from. Some of the plot points are similar. The biggest difference is in the movie, Winnie is 15 years old instead of 10 years old. And because she's 15 years old and closer to Jesse's age, who is 17, the movie features a romance between them much more heavily than the book does. I can easily see someone enjoying this movie more than they enjoy the book. Me personally, I enjoy the book more, largely because the book covers themes that are a little bit more appropriate for a 10-year-old as opposed to a 15-year-old. At a 10-year-old, that's about the right age to stop living in a protective world of your parents and to really begin to explore the bigger world more. At 15, really, that's kind of too late for those themes to make sense. Still, this is an excellent movie. This time around, when I watched the movie, I was noticing the differences a little bit more than the first time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I rented it from Netflix, and I gave it 4 stars when I watched it then, and I think I'm going to stick with my 4-star rating on this movie. Again, I would highly recommend both. Here again, the movie is an hour and a half, so it will give you an idea of whether or not this is a type of story that you would like to pick up. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.